Hi everybody, this is April with Eat Keto-ish. Today we are gonna talk about food additives. I know a lot of people who are really concerned about what they put on their bodies, but then that stops when they think about what they put in their bodies. So that's really confusing to me. They'll use cleaners that are chemical free, and they'll spend extra money on bath and body products and personal care products that are free of chemicals, dyes, and things. But yet, when they go to eat and drink, they'll say that foods that are organic or clean are too expensive. And it just is interesting to me that we have such a breakdown in our thought process in thinking about foods we eat compared to things we clean with, things we put on our face or our bodies. We're worried about, well, if you clean with it, we may end up ingesting it. Well, some of the things you put in your body, like as a food, you're ingesting it. So we're going to discuss some food additives, things you need to be concerned with and look for when you are grocery shopping. This keto really wants you to eat better quality food. So you eat less often, usually with keto. Once you're fat adapted, you can go longer. You become it becomes easier to have fasting times where you only eat 1 or 2 times a day. And so with keto, you're going to be eating less foods, but you're going to be eating better quality foods. So we're going to talk about 15 food additives. I have pages of notes, guys, on what to look for when you are. So if you're buying foods of convenience that are prepackaged, what should you really avoid, and what do these things do to you? So sodium nitrate and sodium nitrite are two that I'm going to put in one. So they help your foods and meats stay pink. Bacon, hot dogs, cured meats, deli meats. But what happens is when you apply heat to these items, they actually cause the formation of nitrosamines, and these actually have been known to cause cancer. So thankfully, ascorbic acid, erythrotopic acid, and alpha tocopherols can dampen the reaction of these nitrates into the nitrosamines. But basically, if you're buying a deli meat or a bacon, hot dogs, things like that, cured meats, please be sure that there's no sodium or nitrates added. Applegate Farms is a really good brand for that. And Aldi's, I think, has a brand called, I don't remember the name of it. It's like not any or something like that. So there are options out there to get bacon and hot dogs and deli meats that are that don't contain these nitrates. If you've ever had a heart condition, you know you're told to be careful with sodium nitrates. Partially hydrated vegetable oil. Now, partially hydrated vegetable oil has been banned by the FDA. Yes, Kelly, you can buy uncured. Just check the check the labels for those also. But Applegate Farms has uncured pepperonis and other meats too. I really like that brand. So the partially hydrated vegetable oil has been banned from prepackaged foods, but restaurants are still able to use them, and they're often used in because they're low cost and they have a long shelf life, so they're often used in fast foods. So and partially hydrated vegetable oil can clog, it produces trans fats, and trans fats are the ones that actually clog your arteries. It can impact your blood flow. It can impact your blood flow to your brain. Kelly, it's actually, Applegate Farms is often, some of it's even at, I found it at Publix, and I found it at Walmart. There are some of the products there, so you can check. So the partially hydrated vegetable oil, that's found in your non-dairy creamers, your fast food, your margarines, and a lot of frozen food. So you don't want to, margarine is awful for you guys. Awful. It was actually originally made for livestock to help fatten them up. So yeah. And it has ingredients that are used in plastic making. So no, yuck. Fully hydrogenated vegetable oil. It's found in peanut butters, in margarines, and some baked goods. And fully hydrogenated is supposed to eliminate the trans fats, but it's not a perfect process, so it does actually have that. It does actually occur, the trans fats occur just in smaller amounts than the partially hydrated. So food dyes. I know everyone's heard red dye is awful, but yellow 5 and 6, it's actually a lot of times in puddings, cereals, bread mixes, beverages, like Mountain Dew, chips, cookies, condiments. These have actually been banned in Norway and Sweden. They are awful for you, and they can cause ADD and other neurological issues. BHA, BHT, butylate hydroxytoluene, and butylate hydroxyanisole. These are used actually in the production of petroleum, like Vaseline, jellies and things, and petroleum like gas. And they are put into our foods in beer, crackers, cereal, butter. And the BHA is actually the worse than the BHT, but they both have been known to be linked to cancer. So, yuck. Yeah, actually, Kelly, I can type up the notes and add them to the site. Blue 1, blue 2, those are also food dyes. They have been linked to cancer, and they're found in beverages, cereals, candies, and icings. Sodium phosphate keeps meat moist and tender. This is another additive in your deli meats, your hams, your canned meats and sausages that you should avoid. So sodium nitrate and sodium nitrite and sodium phosphate are all things that you should make sure when you're buying a deli meat or a or bacon, sausage, that you avoid. Inorganic phosphate has a high level risk of heart disease in some studies, and it's been known to weaken your bones and cause kidney disease. Corn syrup. Everything So it's in everything. Everything. And it's evaporated cane juice. And it throws you out of ketosis, obviously. And it is actually worse for you than just plain sugar. So anything that says corn syrup, avoid it. MSG, I'm pretty sure you probably heard of, monosodium glutamate. It's widely used. It can cause brain damage in mice, in studies with mice. In humans, it's been linked to nausea, headaches, chest pains, weaknesses, and it disrupts the message from your stomach to your brain to tell you that you're full. So you continue just to eat and eat and eat. And your brain never gets the message that you're stuffed. Also, MSG is often linked to eating Chinese food. So check when you go out to a restaurant that if they use MSG. And MSG has also been linked to some people's seizures. So it's really a good idea with epilepsy to avoid MSG in food products. And it's in a lot of people's favorite snack foods. Because it is, MSG helps, it's a flavor enhancer. So it makes everything taste better. Hydrolyzed vegetable protein is another flavor enhancer. And it creates MSG in your body, but it's not required to be listed as MSG on food labels. So that's hydrolyzed vegetable protein. Yuck. High fructose corn syrup. And I know you probably heard of this because this has gotten a lot of interest recently. So high fructose corn syrup is like way sweeter than sugar. It's very cheap, and it has been widely used since the 80s in a multitude of foods. And it has been known to increase belly fat more than sugar. And there's been lots of studies linking obesity rates going up with the use of high fructose corn syrup going up. Obviously, on keto, we're going to avoid high fructose corn syrup, period. Red 3 has been banned, but not red 40. So that's another dye. But the FDA is not even strictly implementing the ban on red 3. Red 3 has been linked to thyroid tumors. It's been linked to neurological issues, ADHD, hyperactivity, and it definitely, you need to avoid anything with not natural dyes that are red. Aspartame. Aspartame is a low-calorie sweetener that is often found in your Diet Cokes, and it is sweet and low. Is aspartame. It's 180 times sweeter than sugar. It is also linked to neurological symptoms and cancers. It has been linked to an increase in dementia. So aspartame and Alzheimer's. So aspartame is definitely to be avoided. So we're trying to avoid sugar on keto. So you would think, oh, well, I'll just have some aspartame. Aspartame is very, it's awful for you. Please, please, please avoid it. There are some sugars that, sugar substitutes that are way better options. Stevia allulose, monk fruit, erythritol, and xylitol. But with xylitol, please know that it can be very poisonous to your pets. So I don't bring it into the house because just in case. I don't want us to drop some food on the floor and the dog get it. So we avoid xylitol. If you don't have pets, it's fine. Caramel coloring. So caramel coloring is also often found in your diet drinks or your regular drinks. So is sugar treated with ammonia? And it makes horrible carcinogens, which carcinogens are related to cancer. So it's mostly used in sodas and candies. Kelly, what tastes the most like sugar? Allulose is about 70% as sweet as sugar, so it takes about 30% more. It does not have an aftertaste really, and it does not have erythritol. Tastes really good, but it has a cooling effect, almost like if you ate mint and you breathe in and you have that cooling effect in your mouth. I do like erythritol. Monk fruit is a really good one that doesn't have a strong aftertaste. Stevia is super, super, super sweet. It is natural. It's a plant. But stevia does have an aftertaste, and it is an acquired taste. So that should help. Okay, if your biggest issue is the aftertaste, then I would recommend monk fruit. There's Swerve, Lakanto are two good brands. I would recommend erythritol or that's the one with the cooling effect, or allulose. I buy my allulose on Amazon. Some things, I don't live in a big area, so some things are a little bit more difficult to find. So those are our 15 top food additives that you should avoid. If there's any, if anyone's interested in learning more, I do have a program where I will give you more information, educate you on keto, and educate you on things like this, on food additives. You can learn more, and I will be coaching as well. So you will get accountability and coaching in my program. If you are interested, www.eatketoish.com, or you can just message me or put that you're interested below. And stay tuned because we are going to have a Black Friday special. I will be having a food plan, a holiday cook recipe book, and a 20-minute coaching call with me for Black Friday. So you guys, thank you for joining me. I hope you found this educational. I will type up my notes so you guys can, I'm just going to type up the 15 food additives that I told you to avoid, and then you can read your food labels and make sure that you're not ingesting chemicals into your body that you wouldn't even put use in your cleaning products, or you wouldn't even put on your face. So next time you pick up that Diet Coke to drink, think about it. It's got all kinds of chemicals in it that are just awful for you. So I would highly recommend another form of caffeine, and just drink some water. Thank you guys for joining me on Eat Keto-ish, and see you soon.